Hello students, today we are going to start the types of the signal and its comparison. So you can understand the comparison between the different types of the signal as well as the different types of the system. So signal is nothing but the which carries the information, and signal can be classified by understanding of their characteristic and its analyzing. So the first difference is the CT signal and the DT signal, that is a continuous time signal and discrete time signal. In case of the continuous time signal, the continuous time signal is available, or the amplitude of the signal is available at all instant of the time. That is, the x is the amplitude is available or dependent variable, and t is the independent variable. When x of t, for every single value of t, it is a continuous. But in case of the discrete time signal, the time signal is available only at a certain discrete value preferred or referred to as a n, and it is denoted in the square brackets. So in discrete time signal, the only amplitudes are available at distinct point. For example, the sinusoidal graph which have the time limit to the of infinity to negative infinity are clearly as a continuous time signal. But in the second figure, that is the discrete time signal, the signal is available at the some distinct different t levels, and that t levels we can define as a t1, t2, t3, and the difference between these t levels or this time instant, that is nothing but the deviation of the time, that is t1 minus t0 or t2 minus t1 and so on. So this is nothing but the uniformly sampled, and delta is equal for each point on the time period. We assume that the delta of t is equal to t, and that's why the t is in the x of n, t is cancelled out as all time period values have a t in them. So it is denoted in the graph x of n. So this is the example of the discrete signals where that is the amplitude is 1, minus 1, 2, 0, minus 1, 3, and this arrow is indicated as a zeroth time instant, and left to the 0 are the negative values and right to the 0 are the positive values, and the discrete time signals are denoted in the values denoted in the under the curly brackets. So there is a main difference between the discrete time signals and digital signal. Discrete time signal not actually digital signal, but if you apply the discrete time signals to the A to D converter, then you will get the digital signal which is in the purely form of ones and zero. So this is the main difference between the discrete time signals and the digital signals. So in digital signal processing, when we want to obtain the digital signal, first that signal is fed to the sample and hold circuit, where the sampling of the signal is done, and after that it is fed to the quantization. So there is a in quantization there is a rounding of that amplitude is done, and after that rounded signal is given to the A to D converter, where you will get the signals is in the form of the digital signal or zeros and ones, so that signal can be processed to the next preceding blocks of the DSP. Next, the deterministic signal and non-deterministic signal. As its name indicates, that the deterministic signal can determine with the mathematical expression like a sine, cosine, triangular, signum function, rectangular function. So these functions or these basic elementary signals can be indicated or expressed through the mathematical equation. Like a sine signal is indicated as a sine of omega t, like cos of omega t. But in case of the non-deterministic signal, which cannot be determined easily with the basic mathematical equation or mathematical equation, but it requires some special theory or statistical theory to determine that or analyze that signal. So this kind of the signal is nothing but the non-deterministic signal. In this figure, this is the x of t. This signal can be determined or expressed by using the mathematical equation. So this is the sampled signal of sine of t, and this second figure is indicated as a non-deterministic signal or random signal, This signal is cannot be expressed in the basic mathematical equation, but the some special theory can be used, and that special theory we can call it as a random theory. Next one is the even signal and odd signal. Even signals remains identical when they are reflected or mirrored across the y-axis. That is, x of minus t is equal to x of t for every value of t. So we can call it as x of even signal. Let us take the one example. X of t is equal to cos of omega t. But x of minus t is equal to then the cos of minus omega t. So cos of minus theta is nothing but the cos theta. So it is equal to x of t. So we can call it as a cos of omega t is as a even signal, right? So similarly, triangular signal, rectangular signals have the mirrored image about the y-axis. So we can call it as the even signals, right? But in case of the odd signals are the antisymmetric when they are reflected or mirrored across the y-axis. So that is nothing but the x of minus t is equal to minus x of t for every value of t. Let us take the one example. X of t is equal to sine of omega t. So then x of minus t will be the sine of minus of omega t. Right. And sine of minus theta is nothing but the minus sine theta. So that is nothing but the minus x of t. So therefore the sine of omega t is nothing but is an odd signal. So similarly x of t is equal to t, x of t is equal to t3 are the other examples of the odd signals. That is the if the sum of two or more even functions, these are the criteria. The sum of two or more even functions, then the product of two or more even functions, or the product of even and odd functions result in the even functions. But in case of the odd signal, the sum of two or more odd functions results in odd, as well as the product of odd numbers of the odd functions is result in the odd signal only. Next one, periodic signal, aperiodic signal. This is the comparison between these two signals. So the signals is said to be periodic when it repeats itself after for a regular interval of the time. That is a sine signal. After the 2 pi, it repeats itself. So we can call it as a periodic signal. When when it is a periodic, it can be repeated as below. So n is the eta is the integer value and t0 is the fundamental frequency. Suppose the value of time for which the signal is periodic, it may or may not be integer. So this value cannot be 0 to or 2 pi, right? But in case of the non-periodic signal, the signal will not repeat itself after the some fixed interval. So we can call it as a non-periodic signal. So the pattern of the non-periodic signal is not fixed. But in case of the periodic signal, the pattern of the periodic signal is fixed after the some interval. This is the periodic signal. This signal is repeats after the this signal repeats after the 2 pi interval. So and in case of the non-periodic, all speech signals are the non-periodic signals. So the pattern or the amplitude is not fixed with respect to the time. Next, energy signal and power signal. Energy signal can be indicated as E is equal to integration of minus infinity to infinity mod of x of t bracket square dt. And this energy signal is same for both periodic and non-periodic signal. But for the power signal, power is for the periodic P is equal to 1 divided by T0 integration of mod of x of t bracket square dt, and for the non-periodic signal the power is limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integration over minus t by 2 to the t by 2 mod of x of t bracket square dt. Energy of the power is infinity. So energy of the power signal is infinity, but the power of the energy signal is 0. Majority of the non-periodic signal are the energy signal. So non-periodic signal are the mostly are the energy signal, and majority of the periodic signals are the power signals. The energy signals are the time limited. They exist only for the short period of time. So energy signal only available for the short period of the time. Power signals, however, not time limited, they are exit over the infinite period of the time. Next, real signals and imaginary signals. The signal is said to be real when it satisfies the condition x of t is equal to a complex of x of t, and the imaginary signal satisfy the condition x of t is the minus complex of x of t. So this asterisk sign is indicated as a real plus imaginary part. For the real signal, the imaginary part should be the 0, and for the imaginary signal, the real part should be the 0. So x star of t is asterisk sign indicates the complex conjugate, and you simply have to change the sign of imaginary part of the complex conjugate. Next, the types. So you know that the types of the system we already discussed in my last presentation or last video. The system is nothing but the collection of the hardware resources that form a devices that processes or modifies an input and given an output. The filter can be considered as a system. The signal is sent through the filter. Filter modifies it based on the required frequency, and we have passed uh, processed output, much like the block diagram. So in this block diagram, x of t is the input and y of t is the output, and the system contains the many devices or hardware requirement. So there the input of the system is, we can call it as excitation, and output from the system we can call it as a response. So there are two kind of the system basically. One is the single input single output, and second one is the multi input multi output. So depending upon the system, we also categorize the system. So let us check the difference between the different system. First one is the linear system and non-linear system. The system is said to be linear if it satisfies the superposition principle, which is when it satisfies the both law of additive and law of homogeneity. And then in case of the non-linear system does not obey the superposition theorem, and not satisfy the additive and law of the homogeneity. So additive law is the y1 of t is equal to x1 of t, y2 of t is equal to x2 of t, y3 of t is equal to x3 of t, y3 dash of t is equal to y1, that is first output plus second output, and y3 dash is equal to y simple y3 dash. So then it is a linear, but this is additive law does not satisfy in the non-linear system. For example, the y of t is equal to x square of t, y1 of t is equal to x1 square of t, y2 is equal to x2 square of t, y3 is equal to x3 square of t, x3 square of t. So y dash of 3 t is equal to y1 plus y2, that is equal to x1 square plus x2 square. So the system is linear. And in case of the second example is a non-linearity, y of t is equal to 2t plus x of t. So y1 become 2t plus x1 of t, y2 become 2t plus x2 of t, y3 become 2t plus x3 of t. So y dash 3 of t is equal to y1 of t plus y2 of t. It becomes 4t plus x1 of t and x2 of t. So it is not equal. So the system is a non-linear. So the law of homogeneity, y of t is equal to x of t, y tends to k, y of t tends to k y of t, x tends to k x of t. So if k y of t is equal to k x of t, then it is a linear, and if it is not equal, then the system is called as a non-linear. Let us take the one more example. Y of t is equal to x sine of t. So ky of t is equal to k x sine of t. K x of t is equal to k x of sine of t. So k x of t is equal to k y of t. So the system is a linear system. But to check the next example, in case of the non-linear, y of t is equal to 2x of t. So ky of t is equal to 2k plus kx of t. So these two systems are not the same. So the system is a non-linear. Next one is the time variant system and time invariant system. A system is considered time variant if its input and output characteristic change with time. uh, that is, you can figure this out by using the adding 2 and subtracting 2. If y of t and t0 and not equal to y of t minus t0, then the system is a time variant. But in case of the system invariant system, the system is considered as a time invariant if its input and output characteristic does not changes with the time. So if so let us take the one example. For example, y of t is equal to 2t plus x of t. So for the second period t and t0, so it is equal to 2t plus x of t minus t0. So y of t minus t0 becomes 2 into t minus t0 plus x of t minus t0. So both system is not equal, so the system is a time variant, and this is the system is a time variant. So let us take the one example. Y of t is equal to 2 plus x of t. So y is equal to t comma t0 is equal to 2 plus x of t minus t0. So y of t minus t0 become 2 plus x of t minus t0. So these both systems are equal. So the system is a time variant. Non-variant, sorry, non-variant. Next time, linear time variant and invariant. The system is said to be linear time variant when it satisfies the both linearity and time variance. And system is time invariant, linear time invariant when it satisfies the both condition, both linearity and time variance. Next one, static system and dynamic system. A system is said to be static when the output of the system depends only on the present value of the input, and dynamic system when the output of the system depends past or future values of the input at any instant of time. So when you consider y of t is equal to x of t, it is considered as a present input. So output is depend only on the present input. So it is a static system. But if we consider y of t is equal to x of t plus k, or y of t is equal to x of t minus k, so it considered as a past value as well as future value. So the system is called as a dynamic system. Okay, so for saving of the past or future values, the memory is required, and in case of the static, the memory is not required. Causal system and non-causal system. A system is considered as a causal if the output response is depend upon the present and past inputs only, and the system is considered as a non-causal if output response is depend upon the present and past input only. So take the note, all static systems are the causal, but all causal systems are not static. So note that all non-causal systems are a dynamic, but not all dynamic systems are the causal. So take the example, y of n is equal to x of n plus 1 by x of n minus 1. So the system depends upon the present input x of n and the past input x of minus n. So this is the causal system. But in this case, the second one, y of n is equal to x of n plus 1 by 2 x of n plus 1. So it is also depends upon the future value. So the system is called as a non-causal. Invertible system and non-invertible system. A system is considered as invertible if there is a one-to-one mapping between input and output at every instant of time is possible. So if, for example, y of t is equal to x of t plus 2. So when x is 1, y is 3, x is 2, y is 4, and so on. So there is a mapping between 1 to 1. So it is called as an invertible system. In case of the non-invertible system, there is no mapping exists between the input and output many to 1. So that is, system is considered as a non-invertible if many to one mapping exists between the input and output. So there is a no one-to-one mapping is there. So if, for example, if you consider the y of t is equal to x of 2t, so there will when there is a y is 4, the x can be 2 or minus 2, the output 4 can be mapped to the more than one input. So therefore the system is non-invertible. Stable, unstable system. A system is said to be stable when output is bounded for the bounded input at all instants of the time. In other words, from the infinity to negative infinity. That is, if the system have the bounded input and that system generates the bounded outputs, then and then only we can call it as a stable system. And in case of the unstable system, if the system applies the bounded input but generates the unbounded output, so we can call it as an unstable system. For example, the bounded signals include the unit step sinusoidal signals, and unbounded signals are nothing but the exponential signals. The given system, suppose for example y of t is equal to 2x square of t, so x of t is equal to u of t, so y of t becomes 2u square of t, that is 2u of t. So in this case the bounded input u of t is applied, then it also generates the bounded output, so we can call it as a stable system. And here the example is y of t is equal to t into x of t. Suppose x of t is u of t and y of t is equal to t into u of t, and you are that is equal to r of t, so you will get the ramp signal. So ramp signal is not a bounded input, so hence the system is unstable. So bounded input, if the value of bounded input, as the name suggests, that it means that there are limits like a unit step, so to the value, and these limits are essentially finite. If none of the extremes are finite values or not infinity, these values are said to be bounded. So thank you.